satisfaction. The international matchup of Tartu Turbulence taking on Baltic Dragons. Lithuania against Estonia. Oof. Difficult reception over there. But well held on by Baltic Dragons. And Kalinas goes into the end zone, and a great pickup in the end zone. Oh, that's a great visionary shot, and looks like the cutter was going slightly wrong way, but regardless of that, well collected by Vilius Zelba in the end zone. Great first score for Baltic Dragons, but let's see what Tartu Turbulence can do. Nice give and go by Tonison. And I think that pass was slightly imprecise from Tambets. And Baltic Dragons opportunity to get a break and get a much cleaner lead in this game. Swing to Velikis. Ooh. Tricky grab for Velikis, but goes back. Some collision in the middle of the field, but players continuing. Once again, Velikis with the disc. Handlers are asking the players to come back in. Give and go, but not many options generated by Baltic Dragons, and quite a good coverage there. And Tonison manages to get a hand on the disc slightly earlier. Checks the disc near sideline. Swing to Tambets. And to Pello. Tartu Turbulence working patiently. Tambets with the disc. Tambets fakes once, twice, but goes back to Tonison. And Yannick with the hammer goes into the end zone, but like some discussion over there. I think a foul has been called on the play, and an accepted foul by the looks of it. Fortunately, we don't have the replay of that, but the players have decided to stay with it. And the foul was accepted, and as you see, a very quick pass in the end zone. (1-1) in this game, so Baltic Dragons and Tartu Turbulence staying together, locked in. Early days, of course, for this game, only but already about 5 minutes of the game time is gone. Kalinas with the disc all the way the back. And a quick pass to Zelba. Oh, and an interception from Palm. And Tambets goes over the top to Kras, if I'm not mistaken. Lovely to see your support in the chat, so go Baltic Dragons, supporting Lithuania from home. And Baltic Dragons, as Baltic Dragons are scoring, so Rindokas to Beržanskis for an equalizing 2-2 score. Kusk to Tambets though for Tartu Turbulence going the other way. Kusk looking for options. Goes to Tambets and not the easiest reception, bounces off the hand. And Baltic Dragons, Veliki is picking up the disc for them. Moves once, twice, but in the end, Zelba picking up. Quick give and go. Veliki's looking for options, but can't really find any open cutters. Finally gets Zelba. Quick give and go to Velikis. Motskos now with the disc, but swings back to the handler. So handlers are still working tirelessly, but Tartu Turbulence are clamping down with the defensive pressure. And tried to squeeze through that pass, but looks like the option was pretty good, but just a little bit out of reach for the receiver. And Tartu Turbulence will have another opportunity to hold in this point. Kusk back to Tambets, goes to Palm. And Tinto Kusk collecting from Otto Palm. Lovely point for Tartu Turbulence. Way to stay with it. And Tinto Kusk, quite a young player, but already has a fair amount of experience in the ultimate scene. Doing quite a good work. And Baltic Dragons now trying to hold on to the point as they are starting on offense. As Tartu Turbulence are still maintaining that lead. Velikis with the disc. Goes to Rindokas, but unfortunately then the disc is knocked away. And And just a very, very quick pass. Oh, yeah, good defensive pressure as you can see on the replay. And Tartu is going to quickly pick up and go right into the end zone. Apologies for some problems with the sound. But as we are quite limited with the resources, some of the mistakes happen. Looks like quite a lot of technical problems here and there. But Baltic Dragons, lovely point for them. Just a couple passes needed. A scuba from Kalinas and then a hammer, lefty hammer, into the end zone for Vilius Zelba. 3-4, so Baltic Dragons are trailing a little bit as Tartu getting another break on the board. Earlier, and Berzonski is with that lefty hammer. Lovely work for Baltic Dragons. Now needing to put some defensive pressure. Kalinas with the pull. Pello collects. First swing to Tonison. Back to Pello. Pello goes with the hammer to Kusk. Back to Pello, and Pello, nice inside shot over there. Some contact, but looks like not called, and Otto Palm is going to collect one more point for Tartu Turbulence, as there was some contact with Rokas Zelba, but no call, and Tartu Turbulence is going to pick up another another point. Baltic Dragons, quite good coverage from Tartu, so they don't really have many options, but now getting through the defense and getting a lot more options for themselves. Velikis goes to Kalinas, and Kalinas with an easy pass into the end zone for Jokubas Mockas. Lovely work by Kalinas, and almost a no-look as he recognized that his teammate has separation into the end zone and goes quickly for another score. Quite a close game, and still plenty of time, of course, to make it a bit more exciting, but so far both teams are trading the points. Tartu Turbulence with 5 points and Baltic Dragons with 4. Oh, quick give and go there. Oh, low disc, but Kusk holding on. Great inside shot to Kras, and Kras goes in the end zone, but unfortunately that is a turnover, as looks like it was a bit rushed and went into the ground. But now Dragons going the other way. And a scuba goes, but yeah, good body positioning there from Tambets. Gets it back, and yeah, a couple passes later, another turnover. Looks like another marathon point. If you haven't seen the previous game, there were loads of marathon points in the previous game of Hyperflick and Ventspils in the women's division. Strongly recommend you to watch that game. Universe point. So that was quite interesting. If you have been watching the live scoring on our partners Alti, of course, another good place to know all of the interesting developments, as we also have another field being streamed at the moment. Not streamed, but rather live in the arena halls. I think it is actually happening at the moment. But unfortunately, no live scoring for that game. Ooh, what a defense from... Oh, interesting. Some players are discussing if there was actually a foul. You could make a decision yourself. Not sure if Tonyson actually had possession of that particular disc. But as it is a self-refereed sport, players are going to discuss and make a decision. Looks like Tonyson, judging by the hand signals, is going to retract the call, so the turnover will stand. And Baltic Dragons are going to pick up the disc and will be able to go back to go the other way. Kalinas with the disc, swing to Paul. Rindokas with the disc, looking for Kalinas, but no, goes with a swing to Velikis. Low disc, but Kalinas is signaling that should have been a higher disc rather than a low disc. And great awareness there by Pedmonton. Tartu Turbulence going the other way. Tonyson looking for options. He's got a couple of deep cutters, but nothing is taken. Palm with the disc. Good coverage from Baltic Dragons. Oh, and unfortunately Palm is throwing the disc in the wall with no receiver, and that's going to be a turnover, as I think a high stall count have been the problem, and Baltic Dragons managing to finally get a score after a quick pickup. As you see, a quick score by Jokubos Mockus for Lithuania. Great to see some of the fans getting involved in the chat. I guess for some of you this sport is quite new, but we are always happy to have the viewers, old and new, from the Latvian Frisbee Federation YouTube channel, streaming Baltic Indoor Ultimate Frisbee League. And Yannick Pello, lovely awareness and a great grab in the end zone after a couple of passes. Turns around and picks up another score for Tartu. 6-6 in this game. Adamas Chesas, why are you not in Riga, I wonder? And yeah, let's go. Huge comeback for Baltic Dragons. Well, after scoring 3 in a row, so a hold and 2 breaks. Yeah, Tartu are now trailing by a flip or a brick. And Ludvikas Velikis goes back to Rindokas. To Mockus, and Mockus, ooh! Looks like there was a hand on that disc, but then quickly knocked away. Tonison picking up and goes long for a tall figure, but unfortunately that does not work out for Kras. Baltic Dragons have an opportunity to stay in the lead of that game. Wishing you a speedy recovery, Adomas, and hopefully it's nothing serious, of course. Dragons. And Berzhanskis going back to the Delikis. Delikis looking for options, goes to Mockus, but quite static is the stack, and not many options are generated in the end zone. Delikis swing to Mockus. Berzhanski is on the doorstep. Trying to go, too quick, and looks like the disc was behind the intended receiver, and Tonison swings the other way, and looking at Ilves. And Ilves almost a no-look flick into the end zone for Kras. And Tartu Turbulence this time getting an outright lead. In this game, Berzhanski's getting his hand up apologetically. As Tartu Turbulence pulling ahead by just 1 point, 7-6. Next pull goes up, Dragons receiving. Berzhanskis with the disc. Can't really find any resets. Finds Kalinas. And Berzhanskis gives and goes right away. Rindokas. Unfortunately throwing to his defender. And Tartu going the other way, and Tom bets over 2 defenders. What a grab by him. Tonison trusting his receiver over 2 defenders, but looks like the defenders could not jump a little bit earlier, but Tambets was in a perfect position. So Tonison, trust shot for the receiver, and a lovely grab for 3 points in a row. So Tartu Turbulence is doing the same as Baltic Dragons did to them. So 3 points in a row, 8-6. A little more comfortable lead in this particular game. Kalinas with the disc. Would probably want to go deep. No, elects to go back to Ludvikas Filikis. Swing to Berzhanskis. And Delikis gives and goes, but Tambets had a good vision and knew exactly where the disc is going, and manages to get a defense. Now it's Turbulence going the other way. Ooh. Not the easiest reception. But a great shot into the end zone for Tartu Turbulence. 4 in a row now for them, for the Estonian squad. And as we have a very nice score, we are going to get into a halftime break, so just a couple of minutes, and we are going to be back with the action from the halls of Ogre Sports Center. We're going to take a very, very quick break, but do not go anywhere. And the halftime is over, so players have decided to start a little bit earlier and not take the opportunity of the whole 2 minutes for them. Kusk and Pello exchanging the passes. Pello now with the disc goes to Palm, and Palm straight to Karukarp. And look at that celebration. Looking in the mirror, lovely celebration. Looks like Karukarp have been preparing for that. And very cool celebration, of course, for him. Lovely to see some of the younger players getting involved and getting some style already. Kalinas picks the disc up, but unfortunately, after a couple of passes, Dragons are throwing it into the hands of Tartu, and a bit of a miscommunication between Kras and Ilves, and that gives the disc back to Baltic Dragons. Kalinas with a blade into the middle of the field to Velikis. Goes to Rindokas. Back to Kalinas. Swing. And Rindokas once again with the disc. Looking for options in the end zone, but nothing is available there. And into the end zone. Justus Berzonskis was signaling to his teammates that he was wide open for a swing, but I think it's better to go into the end zone for a point, as Mockus has collected a score in the end zone, and that brings us to 10-7. Tartu Turbulence still in the lead of the Estonia and Lithuania matchup. Dragons with the pull, and Tartu. First couple passes completed. Oh, Palm with a great awareness and snatches the disc in front of the defender, maintaining possession. And a hammer to Tonison into the end zone. Palm Lovely awareness, and of course it was Kuusk earlier who snatched the disc in front of the defender. But Palm has received the disc and went over the top into the end zone for Tartu. Another score for Tartu. 7-11. Time for a Slurpee. It's a little bit too cold for Slurpees though. Here in Riga, outside, it looks like a winter wonderland with all the snow that we've had in the last few days. But in the indoor halls, of course, it's quite warm, and I guess it's better to play indoor ultimate when everything is snowed in. Rindokas with the disc. Moves the disc once, twice. Berzhanskis to Kalinas, and back to Rindokas. Rindokas goes with the hammer over the top into the end zone, and Baltic Dragons collecting another score. Lovely grab for Baltic Dragons. Oh, sounds like a timeout has been called on the field by Baltic Dragons. So we'll take a very, very quick break and we will be back with you in about 43 seconds. Kuusk to Tonison gives another point to Tartu Turbulence after Tambet received a disc just on the doorstep, so pretty close. But still, that goes for Tartu sending the pull back to Baltic Dragons, and first point just through the hands, but Berzhanski's great awareness and sending it. Oh, what an awareness from Berzhanski's, and with a lefty hammer into the end zone for Kalinas. Lovely point for Baltic Dragons, and they are definitely getting pumped, and great save by Berzhanski's very, very lucky bounce of the hands. 12-9 so far in the game, but very important that Tartu Turbulence is pulling away by 3 points. So they might actually win by the Paga Cap rule. Yannick Pello sends the disc to Tonison into the end zone, and looks like they have been playing for quite a while together, as this disc was perfectly weighted into the end zone. Tonison makes a quick adjustment and lands right in the end zone to collect the 13th point for Tartu Turbulence. Adamas Chesas loves to see Berzhanski's lefty hammers. Yeah, absolutely. These can throw the defenders off their awareness. And Kalinas, lovely first pass, as his defender was not expecting him to throw that. Roka Zelba with the disc. Goes to Jokubos Mockus. Back to Rindokas. Zelba, Rindokas, and Berzhanskis. Oh, looks like he twisted his ankle. Oh, that was definitely unpleasant, as he is calling. Oh, yeah, looks like he did not land very comfortably, and called an injury right away. Oh, yeah, I think it was maybe overextension of the knee, so not the best thing. Mockus with the disc, though. Zelba tries to jump it in, but a little bit short, so on the doorstep. Oof, goes back to Kalinas, and Kalinas with a finishing touch to Marius Rindokas into the end zone. Looks like Kalinas almost no-look scuba into the end zone for a lovely score for Baltic Dragons, and 13-10 in this match. Still a lead to Tartu Turbulence, so Estonia still in the fairly comfortable lead, I must say, as it is a little bit more than 3 points. So quite all important 3 points for this particular game. Pello receives the pull. Ooh. Huge pressure from Baltic Dragons on that reception. Kusk goes to Palm. Palm with a hammer to Tambets, and Tambets manages to recatch the fairly difficult reception there, as it bounces off the hand, but he stays with it and catches that again and collects another point for Tartu Turbulence. 14-10. Adamas, tell us what big tournament is coming up for Justas Berzhanskis, as you are hoping that nothing bad happened to him. Of course, obviously we don't want to see any serious injuries for anybody, but still, out of interest, what tournament are you talking about? Always interesting to know some inside information. As Baltic Dragons, ooh, good pass to Rindokas, and Rindokas turns around, sends the disc in the end zone for a great shot. Oh, great find. Nice upline pass. And a great grab in the end zone for Baltic Dragons. Staying within 3, but need a break if they want to keep this game alive. Otherwise, the game might be over with the Paga Cap. And great to hear that Justas Berzhanskis will be playing mix Latvian championship. So national will be playing in the national team in the mixed division. Lovely to see that. Lovely to hear that, as it will happen in the end of the month. So of course we would hope that whatever happened to Birzonskis is not serious. But I do not see him on the field, so I think he is getting some treatment and probably a bit of a dry ice. So yes, let's hope that nothing serious, as the Tartu Turbulence picking up another point. 15-11 in the game. Just 1 minute on the clock. Ilves with the pull. Attacked by Velikis. And Velikis goes to Kalinas. Swing to Velikis' brother, Oskaras Velikis. Now Ludvikas Velikis with the disc. Swing goes to his brother. Rindokos was available. Inside shot for Kalinas. Kalinas shows with the head where he wants the receiver to go, and Ludvikas Velikis oh yeah, just a bit of a nod of the hand to the side where he wants the cutter to go, and yeah, that works like a charm for Baltic Dragons, as they need a break to stay alive in this game, as the time is officially over, as you can hear by the buzzer. So this point should be over, and if the point difference, well, basically if Tartu Turbulence scores, then the game is over. Great snatch there. Lovely into space for Pello, but under loads of pressure from Gutauskas. And Tonison goes in the end zone for Tambet for a game for Tartu Turbulence, as we are going to finish this particular game for the Paga Cap rule. Congratulations to Tartu Turbulence, commiserations to Baltic Dragons, as they are still, I think, looking for their first win in this tournament. And we are going to continue with the women's division in the next game. We are going to have DTS taking on Salaspil, so Latvia against Lithuania. Going to be an interesting match. Don't go anywhere. Stay with us, and as always, enjoy Ultimate.